All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and doing it in real time for just a few real people out here, just like you there, and just like me here. So, why aren't you hearing about this band? And the band I'm going to share with you here is a band that put out an album last year, and it's a stunning collection of very interesting songs that I think people need to go check out. The Red Clay Strays. Have you heard of the Red Clay Strays? All right. With a sound as classic as the crackling of a Sun Records vinyl still spinning somewhere in Memphis, yet as fresh as the musical stylings of the 21st century, the Red Clay Strays are busy making waves with their spellbinding and genre-bending brand of tunes. Don't worry, I didn't hear any rap in this, so these guys probably won't be put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Reminiscent of the vibrant heyday of Southern music, the band finds their origins in the styles of classic country, rockabilly, gospel-fed soul, all the while ushering in a new era of rock and roll that is as distinctive as the men who form it. Born and bred in the red dirt clay of South Alabama, Brandon Coleman, lead vocals, guitar, Drew Nix, vocals, electric guitar, harmonica, Zach Rischel, electric guitar, Andrew Bishop on bass, John Hall playing drums, blended their unique individualities and influences together to create a band with a rare sincerity that isn't often seen in today's industry. That's why this band is stunning to me. After spending the past 5 years cutting their teeth in the Gulf Coast music scene, in other words, you could probably see this band for 10 or 20 bucks a couple of years ago. That's what's happening down the road for me at the world famous Buckingham Blues Bar, by the way. Um, so they spent 5 years cutting their teeth in the music scene along the Gulf Coast. The Red Clay Strays are prepared to take the world by storm as they reveal their moment of truth. Now, this happened back in the spring of 2022. Now, since then, yeah, I got really dark up here in the corner here, but I'm still here. The Red Clay Strays released this album, all right? And it's it's on RCA Records. So that's kind of a big deal that the band got signed to RCA, because typically bands like this don't get signed to RCA. They did, I don't know, 50 years ago. But check this out. I'm Still Fine, which you need to go and listen to, has 3,371,500 views since July 25th of last year. All right? I can't emphasize enough how good this band is. This band, I'm telling you what, this is a juggernaut. If these guys aren't racking up all kinds of Grammys and whatnot in a year or two, then we know that the music industry is dead. How did I hear about this? Basically, the algorithm. I'm not too friendly with algorithm. I don't like Al Gore either, but I don't particularly like the algorithm. And in this case, it worked to my favor because I was listening probably to some country or southern rock, and this popped up in my stream, and I'm like, okay, Red Clay Strays. First of all, I like red dirt music from Texas, so I guess I like red clay music from Alabama too. This does defy the normal genre where you would just say, oh, it's a country band. No, it's a soul band. It could be. It's a rock and roll band, maybe. But that's what's missing, all right? Everything kind of sounds the same nowadays, and these guys don't. And you really need to pay attention to this kind of music. And I guess this is what we're going to do from now on. You know, I'm still not used to it. Okay, radio isn't going to help this band, even though they put out this music and you're like, okay, why wouldn't you play this on the radio? Well, on some Sirius XM station, they're playing a song. Okay, great. First of all, you have to pay. Second of all, you've got to be on the right station to hear it. And third of all, I don't know what third of all is, but the bottom line is this doesn't get the same kind of representation as it used to get back in the day, where you could call a radio station and say, hey, have you guys heard of the Red Clay Strays? First of all, if you call a radio station, no one's going to be there to take your call. Who's going to be there? The traffic person or the production guy? I mean, who's going to be at the radio station? Nobody who's going to take your request, nobody who's going to take your feedback, and they're going to be like, well, never heard of that band. Most of the music we play is programmed from a central location in New York City. We don't really have much to do with the music other than making sure that we drop in the commercials at the appropriate times and, getting as many commercials in during an hour as we possibly can. That's the goal of radio today, not to expose the listeners to some strange group from Alabama. All right, well, this is where we're at today, and hence I felt compelled. A lot of times I'm like, should I just do a video about this band? Well, Dave, it's not an old band. It's not really classic rock. It's not really country. What is it, man? I don't like it. But everybody's so excited about Willie Nelson and Steve Perry. This is what the future is here. Even Steve Perry, who just was talking to somebody about music that he likes to listen to, he's talking about these singers that do some things that he has done or did in his career, and hence, like passing the torch to the next generation. We're hearing songs that are 40, 50, 60 years old on the radio still, mostly in the 50 range, 40 to 50 range. That's outrageous. Look, those are formats that you can play, in an isolated way. Like if you're going to do an oldies station, play the music from the 60s and 70s on a radio station. Play music from the 80s into the early 90s. And then after that, I don't know, probably you don't need a decades thing after that, but maybe someday someone's going to be like, hey, remember the music from the Double Zeros? Yeah, Double Zero. Does that tell you anything? No. That's probably not going to, it could happen. If I say it won't happen, people are like, well, you're just old. Yeah, darn right I'm old, and I'm here saying we need some new blood, some fresh blood out there. Red Clay Strays, go listen to them. They're really, really good. Well, it's not really my genre. It's not really my style. And people are like, I just want to listen to everything I've been listening to for the past 50 years. Oh, it's too confusing, all of this new technology. Yeah, you're talking to a guy who doesn't really want to adapt to all the new technology. But what I did here was I listened to the song. And I was like, this is a good song. This is a good, interesting, different band. People should know about this. So anyway, folks, the Red Clay Strays. Go listen to them. Go check them out. Maybe buy some of their music. Just stream it. Put it on your playlist. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But, if we're going to move forward in the music world, we need to start telling one another what to listen to, apparently. Because the powers that be, they don't want to add this band to their playlist. They want to just keep playing, I don't know, Bonnie Tyler over and over again. I'm like, really? Bonnie Tyler? I like the song, but Total Eclipse of the Heart again? All right. That's what you want to do. Anyway, folks, I'm just rambling on. I'm tired of it. I mean, I grew up in it. I loved it when it came out. I beat it into the ground and listened to it for years. Now it's like, it's like kind of painful. I mean, we should have moved on. So, if you listen to a radio station that's updated, that at least plays new material, good for you. I may not like what that new material is, but here's something that you can listen to that is truly new material. And what would be ideal is if this stuff started to make its way into the mainstream and the audience like in the old days, determined what got on the radio, and not some person who's only really concerned about ad dollars at the corporate level saying, well, this is going to lose us money if we start playing this because people don't know what it is. Well, do what they did at Top 40 years ago. Pound it into the ground. And then people will get used to it and they'll be like, yeah, I like that song. I wasn't sure at first, but you've played it 16 times today, and now I like it. And that's what they used to do. It was annoying, but in hindsight, it was very effective because when it was in heavy rotation, you knew it was a big deal. Now you don't know if anything's a big deal. The only way you know is if you look at the view total and you're like, oh, 3,500,000 views. That's a lot of views for a song from a new band. So anyway, I guess my rant is over. But if you want to support me and this channel, don't forget Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube memberships, and PJ Rock Super Chats. I'm Dave. God bless. And remember, listen to the Red Clay Strays. I don't think you'll be disappointed.